Michael James is running for Lowell seat, or running for the Senate seat, not Lowell seat, but he's running for the Senate seat. So I'd like to welcome from Worcester County.
He just gave most of my speech. I'd be remiss. Real quick, I want to introduce my wife, Marilyn. Where's she go? Pat Faulkner, who's a former delegate from Montgomery County, is working on my campaign, a huge help. My brother-in-law, who's my treasurer, Phil Whitman, who many of you know from Farm Credit, where he was 30 years, and my sister Vicki, who is obviously Phil's wife. But we do need to hold Lowell seat. If we start losing Republican-held Senate seats in Maryland, we will be in big trouble. And last year, at this dinner, I told the story. If you remember, Lowell was the speaker, and I told the story about how 4 years ago, when I ran for House of Delegates, I drove down, I called Lowell, and he said, "You need to come to my office," and we talked, because Lowell did not want to do anything over the phone. Well, this January, I drove down to Annapolis again, drove over to Annapolis again to see Lowell, and we talked about this Senate seat, and we agreed this was going to be about experience. Do we want somebody with more political experience, or do we want somebody with business experience? Like Lowell Stolfus, I have run a business for many years. I have created jobs. I have laid in bed at night and worried about the folks that I work with. I've worried about providing insurance for them. Many of you know I'm in the tourism industry. Our company took over the Carousel Hotel 10 years ago. When we got there, it was bankrupt. It was shut down. It was in court-appointed receivership. There was 8 employees. This summer we will have 300 employees. People were talking about Reagan. I have to tell this real quick. I moved to Maryland 30 years ago. I showed up in Salisbury, Maryland, and that was the summer, if you remember, Ronald Reagan was running for president. So if you want to know what kind of nerds we were, my roommates and I was a waiter back then, we would sit around and listen to politics and talk about Ronald Reagan, our hero, and watch the convention that summer. But that was really the inspiration that got me involved in politics. And I think right now, we've seen it, and Lowell and I talked about this in Maryland, the current Democratic majority has become so reactionary. If we let them continue, they'll continue to rough up our watermen, rough up our agriculture community, continue to beat up small business operators, and they will drive this state even further into a deficit. So I'm running as a proactive person, not a reactive person. If you look at the key issues in Maryland right now, they wait till it's crisis mode, the Democrats, and then they try to get their picture in the paper. Look what happened with Sarah Foxwell. 4 years ago, I talked about Jessica's Law. I campaigned on it. It was in all my literature. It was in my TV commercial. It was in my radio commercial. All of a sudden, we had this tragedy. They're jumping around trying to pass a law. Where were they 4 years ago? Okay, they tried to pass a jobs bill this year. This recession started 3 years ago. Where were they? I will be proactive, not reactive. Thank you very much. I need your help. I need sign locations, bumper stickers on people's cars. I will, if you offer help, I will take it. Thank you very much.